Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. It's time for another adventure of Papa's Comic Books and Coffee. All right, let's see who decided to join us today. Will you look at that? Action Comics, number 401 from June of 1971. 15 cents back then. This is The Boy Who Begged to Die by Leo Dorfman and Swan and Anderson. As usual, if you're interested in this book or others, they are available on my eBay page, Papa's-Comic-Books. Okay, let's get into it and see what we have. As TV reporter Clark Kent covers a story in the Southwest, the folks around here are celebrating the anniversary of the day this area became American territory. This film should make a great sequence on a new program. Suddenly, wow, an Indian attack. The people running this Pioneer Festival sure have imagination. Just then, what a twist. Braves on motorcycles. The TV viewers sure will flip over this. Gasp. What goes on? Those kooks are shooting arrows at the train. The passengers are starting to panic. Time for Superman to make this scene. Within the mobile studio, a quick switch to the Fabulous Man of Steel and... Don't know who wrote the script for that Western, but this is where Superman joins the action. It's worse than I thought. That bridge just ahead is on fire. The train is heading into a deadly trap. Don't be frightened, everyone. I'm going to airlift you out of this ambush. It's Superman. He'll save us. I've been hoaxed. Those flames are artificial and harmless. They're spelling out a strange slogan. Invaders go home. Beware, Superman. The fiery slogan is a declaration of war, a war in which the Man of Steel will be the helpless victim, and not even your mighty powers can avert the weird fate which awaits you. But who's responsible for the harebrained stunt? I'll find out as soon as I bring this train in for a landing. Meanwhile, in the nearby canyon, think our stunt frightened them enough, Chief? Those train passengers were scared witless until Superman came along. Superman spells trouble. We'd better split, men. Invaders go home. Meanwhile, but what does the slogan mean, Sheriff? That's the war cry of the local Navarro Indians, descendants of the tribe which once owned this land. They consider everybody else living on here to be invaders. Those hot-headed Navarros are demanding the return of all the territory that once belonged to them. I better look into this. I'll track them down, those raiders. Those motorcycles couldn't leave any trace on the rocky terrain except for the faint rubber tread marks detected on my X-ray vision. The tail leads right to the rock face below the cliff dwelling. Kapow. Why hide, boys? You weren't so shy back at the bridge. We were expecting you, Superman. You don't frighten us. You, the leader, I recognize you. You're Don Hawks of the Astrophysical Labs on the coast. Not anymore, Superman. Here among the Navarros, I've reclaimed my old name, Red Hawk. You mean you left your vital work at one of the nation's top astrophysicists to come back to this? I was a fool to work for the outside world. My people need me more. Come, I'll show you why. Soon atop a towering mesa. Once my people ruled this mighty mountains and canyons, and the white settlers, the invaders, came and stole it from us, piece by piece. Now, the Navarros are beggars living on handouts, grubbing the dry earth for a few shriveled stalks of corn. To think these pitiful starvelings were once the noble red men. But we're through taking you, Superman. We're teaching our kids to fight back. Come, I'll show you special school we just organized. Lead the way, Red Hawk. Soon inside the classroom, Superman meet Moonflower. She's the teacher. She's very attractive. I'm about to start the lesson. Listen to Superman. You might learn something. Indians were far from primitive when the white man came centuries ago. It was we who discovered such food crops as corn and potatoes. Our people knew all about irrigation and terracing. The Mayans and the Aztecs had a calendar more accurate than the conquistadors who defeated them. She's so beautiful, so proud of her heritage. And we Indians had a Superman too, the mighty Montezuma, ruler of the great Aztec Empire. History says He is dead, but someday he'll return to lead our people to a glorious future. After the class ends, Miss Moonflower, you really opened my eyes. And more than one way. Thank you, Superman, but Red Hawk and I have a lot more to show you if you'll follow us. Soon, some miles away, where are we headed? Toward that distant plateau called Montezuma's Castle. It has always been a sacred shrine for the people. But as Superman arrives, what goes on here? Why the picketing? It's the protest against the latest injustice against the Navarros. Invaders go home, get back our land. The government leased our best land to General Rocket and Aerodynamics Base Incorporated, GRAB for short. Land that is sacred to our hero Montezuma is being turned into a rocket testing site. But that's unfair. Is there anything I can do to help? Perhaps you could try speaking to Mr. Grab himself, Frank Halden, president of the company. Here he comes now. As Superman makes his plea, and with my superpowers, sir, I could build a bigger base anywhere else in the West. No dice, Superman. Don't cater to the Navarros' ignorant superstition. My meteorologists say the weather patterns here are the most stable in the country, perfect for rocket tests. For the good of America, I must build the base here. Then the only answer is force. As Haldale leaves. No, Red Hawk, no force is needed. Not if you listen to me. It's my uncle, Old Snake, medicine man of the Navarros. Red Hawk, let me work the mighty magic of the sand paintings, magic spells handed down from the days of our forefathers. Red Hawk, do not mock the old ways. Look, even Superman watches the respect while our Old Snake works his magic. Magic, bah, it is the superstition of fools. See, Superman is laughing at us. Now he thinks we're all backwards savages. Moments later, hi, look, a lightning storm coming this way. Even Old Snake prays, but there never are any storms at this time of the year. As the savage tempest strikes, the thunder god is answering Old Snake's magic. Incarnations, lightning, striking, the construction equipment. But Moonflower, there's no such thing as magic. I tell you, it's all coincidence. Meanwhile, pandemonium reigns at the base. But Mr. Haldane, that electrical storm came out of nowhere. And you call yourself a weather expert? Alert Superman by radio before all our equipment is smashed. Shortly, look, it was all pure luck. Old Snake hears Superman. He'll probably put an end to the storm damage. What can he do against my magic power? Split seconds later, wow, Superman is using parts of the broken crane to turn his invulnerable body into a mighty lightning rod. That's attracting all the bolts. As the storm blows over, there's some ridiculous talk about that storm being caused by a magic, but thanks to you, the damage was slight. Glad to help, Haldane. I'm almost finished repairing your equipment with my heat vision. That nonsense about magic is laughable. Still, the storm did disrupt work at the base, but I thought Superman was on our side. Why did he interfere? He's only doing his job. I admire him for that. Superman meddles in vain. I will make an even more powerful sand painting. Oh no, not that claptrap again, about magic again. See, Old Snake has summoned the Wing God to strike at the base. Moonflower, you're a modern girl. Can you believe this hogwash? But the next day, I can't explain the sudden tornado. No other weather station in the area reported such high winds. The meteorologist, radio for Superman before our whole base is wiped out. Shortly after the action ace arrives, I'll fly against the cyclonic winds. At super speed, the super friction will slow the tornado down to a mild breeze presently. What do you say about Old Snake's magic now? I still don't think tornado was a coincidence, but why did they heal Superman have to stop it? Thanks for halting the windstorm, Superman. You think that old medicine man's magic had anything to do with the tornado? Possibly. There's a lot about the supernatural we don't understand yet. With all the damage that has been repaired, why not play it safe and let me move your base elsewhere? Never. I won't let that old redskin bluff me with his pony jumbo mumbo. I tell you, that old faker could never create such a fantastic weather phenomenon with his ridiculous rituals. Then why is Superman speaking to him so angrily? But if they could overhear, your magic is working well, Old Snake. Thanks to you, almighty Superman. Yes, it was I who blew that electrical storm over the base, to make it look like his sand painting summoned up the lightning of the thunder god. And it was I who started the tremendous tornado. And my calculations are correct. Whirling at a super speed will create a tornado that will pass directly over the area and create the havoc predicted by Old Snake's drawing. Of course, I'm repairing any damage I cause, but sooner or later, Haldane will be glad to let me move his site. Goodbye, Superman. It's time we started our next feat of magic. Soon afterward, this will summon the great turtle who carries the world on his back. He will shake the earth and drive the invaders from our land. Now that old Zany really thinks he's going to start an earthquake. And next day at dawn, now it's earthquakes. It's incredible. This region hasn't had a tremor in centuries. I say that old Indian is causing this. So send for Superman. At that very moment, miles away, this is creating an earthquake on Montezuma's castle. It should finally convince Haldane to move, but the tremors have an even more shocking effect. See, the mighty turtle shakes the earth. Something's wrong with him. A moment later, he's dead. The excitement must have been too much for his heart. He had to die now, when victory is so close for us. Later, after Superman returns, that crowd wonder what it's all about. I'll check as soon as I patch up this damage. But when he investigates, that creep old snake died of a heart attack. Now I don't have to worry anymore about his blasted magic sand paintings. A pity, just when he was about to reach his goal. Yes, he's gone, but I learned his secrets. Come to the cave dwelling tonight and I'll show you. But old Snake's magic was all phony. All right, I'll be there tonight. Red Hawk is no idle boaster. He's a brilliant scientist. He must have something up his sleeve. That night at the ancient cave dwellings, Old Snake may have failed, but my sand painting will help us recapture Montezuma's castle. A copy of my famous super symbol? Surely you don't think my symbol has magic powers. It will have Superman as soon as I place this jewel inside the painting like this. See, Superman, my brother's the so-called hero who worked for you, our enemy. Don't worry about his powers. My magic has erased them. You've got to be kidding. I could handle your whole tribe with my little pinky. But amazingly, what's this suddenly? I'm powerless? Tie him up. I'm Red Hawk. I, Red Hawk, have used my magic to turn Superman into an ordinary man. Red Hawk, I know you hate Superman for helping Haldane, but he was only doing his job. Please don't kill him. Kill him, Moon, Flower. You underestimate me. Superman's the most valuable person on Earth right now. We're going to trade him for the land that was stolen from our people. Now, to tell the world that the mighty Superman, protector of the weak, defender of justice, guardian of Earth, is in my power, and that I'm holding him hostage until they return Montezuma's castle to my people. Superman has survived the most awesome dangers in the universe. Is he now doomed to remain a helpless hostage imprisoned by the dark powers of the primitive magic? Read the next issue of Action for the Answer. And that is the end of that one. That was Action Comics. Superhero becomes supervillain in Invader Go Home. Invader Go Home, number 401 from 1971. Once again, if you like this book, it is available on my eBay page, Papa's-Comic-Books. And if you don't mind, please hit that subscribe button, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, give it a thumbs down. Tell me what was wrong with it, okay? And as I always say,
that was easy.
Until next time, Papa is out.